The grand chamber of the Galactic Council stretched wider than 3 football fields. Its high ceiling shimmered with holographic stars representing the 1,000 worlds that made up the Alliance. Olivia Wright stood at the entrance, trying not to look impressed. As Earth's first ambassador to the Council, she couldn't afford to appear naive. "Remember, they're watching for weakness," Captain Daniel Harmon whispered beside her. His military uniform stood in stark contrast to her diplomatic attire. "Don't let them see you sweat." Olivia nodded and stepped forward. The floor lit up beneath her feet, mapping her path to Earth's assigned seat. She couldn't help but notice it was positioned in the far back corner of the chamber, almost as an afterthought. A tall, blue-skinned alien with 4 arms approached them. "I am Kelfar, assistant to the Council Secretary. Your seats are there." He pointed to the small section marked with Earth's newly designed galactic emblem. "The session begins in 10 minutes. As they made their way to their seats, Olivia noticed how the chamber was arranged in concentric rings. The innermost circle contained only 5 seats, occupied by representatives whose species had clearly been part of the Council for centuries. Their elaborate robes and confident postures spoke of power and influence. "They organized by power and technology level," Daniel observed quietly. "Look how far back they've placed us." Olivia sighed. "Humanity just invented faster than light travel 30 years ago. We're lucky to have a seat at all." The chamber began to fill as representatives from across the galaxy took their places. Some nodded politely toward the humans. Others pretended not to notice them at all. A few openly stared with expressions ranging from curiosity to disdain. A sharp bell sound echoed through the chamber, and the central podium illuminated. A tall, reptilian being with iridescent scales and wearing an elaborate collar stepped up to speak. "I call this 457th session of the Galactic Council to order," he announced in a voice that somehow reached every corner of the vast room. "Today we welcome a new member species, humans from the planet Earth." A polite smattering of applause followed, though Olivia noted it was far from enthusiastic. "The humans will be classified as a Tier 7 civilization, as is appropriate for their technological development," continued the council leader. Captain Harmon frowned. "Tier 7. There are only 9 tiers. They've put us near the bottom." Before Olivia could respond, a voice cut through the chamber. "I object." All heads turned toward a figure rising from one of the inner circle seats. The being was tall and lean with pale green skin and black, pupilless eyes. His uniform was adorned with medals and insignia that Olivia didn't recognize, but clearly signified high rank. "The Vexari Empire objects to granting the humans even Tier 7 status," he continued. "Their weapons are primitive. Their ships are slow. Their understanding of quantum physics is laughable. They should be Tier 8 at best." Olivia felt her face flush with anger, but she maintained her diplomatic composure. Captain Harmon's hand moved instinctively toward where his sidearm would normally be, though all weapons were forbidden in the council chamber. The council leader tilted his head. "Zorvek of the Vexari, your objection is noted. However, the classification committee has made its assessment based on standard protocols." Zorvek sneered. "The committee is too generous. I've studied these humans. They've barely stopped killing each other long enough to look to the stars. Their colony on their own moon is hardly established. Yet we give them equal resource rights of a Tier 7. Murmurs spread through the chamber. Some nodded in agreement with Zorvek's assessment. Olivia stood up, her voice clear and steady. "The people of Earth appreciate the Council's fair evaluation. While we may be new to galactic society, we are quick learners." Zorvek laughed, a harsh sound that echoed in the chamber. "Quick learners. Perhaps you'll quickly learn your place, human. Accept your position at the bottom, and be grateful for our tolerance." Captain Harmon's eyes narrowed as he studied Zorvek. He leaned close to Olivia and whispered, "That one's going to be trouble." Olivia nodded slightly but kept her diplomatic smile in place. The council moved on to other matters, discussing resource allocations and trade routes. When Earth's minimal allotment was announced, Zorvek smiled with satisfaction. As the session ended, Zorvek approached the human delegates. Up close, he towered over them both. "Know this," he said quietly so only they could hear. "The Vexari Empire has eliminated species more advanced than yours. If you humans don't accept your proper place in the galaxy, I will personally ensure you're put there." He walked away, leaving his threat hanging in the air between them. Olivia and Daniel exchanged glances. Their first day at the Galactic Council had made one thing clear. Humanity had enemies among the stars, and Zorvek of the Vexari was chief among them. 2 weeks passed since the first council meeting. Olivia sat in the Oval Office of the White House, her face grim as she reported to President Gregory Nichols. The large windows behind him showed a rainy Washington, D.C. day, matching the mood in the room. "Zorvek has made his move," she said. "This morning he sent an official message to Earth. He demands we surrender our mining operations on Europa." President Nichols frowned. "Europa is our most productive off-world mining site. It supplies nearly 40% of Earth's rare minerals." Captain Daniel Harmon, now promoted to major after the council incident, stepped forward from his position near the wall. "It's a power play, sir. Zorvek wants to see if we'll back down." The door opened, and Admiral Patricia Ellis entered. Her gray hair was cut short, and her uniform displayed years of service. "Sorry I'm late. I was reviewing our defense capabilities." "What do we know about these Vexari?" the President asked, gesturing for the Admiral to sit. Olivia pulled up a holographic display from her tablet. "They control 17 star systems. Their military is ranked Tier 2 in the Council hierarchy. They've conquered 3 less advanced species in the last century. And now they've set their eyes on us," Major Harmon added. Alan Reeves, the intelligence director, entered the room carrying a folder. "We've intercepted communications between Vexari ships. They're moving a battle fleet toward our solar system. They'll be here in approximately 10 days. The President's face hardened. "Have you tried going through council channels, Olivia?" She nodded. "Most council members are staying neutral. They see this as a test for humanity, to see if we're worth defending." "Some test," Admiral Ellis muttered. Major Harmon leaned forward. "Sir, I've been studying Vexari battle tactics from the limited data we have. They rely heavily on intimidation. They expect us to surrender without a fight. We've received private messages from 2 council species," Olivia added. "They warn that Zorvek has a habit of making examples of newer council members. The Balturi were the last species to stand up to him. Their colony worlds were bombarded from orbit." The President stood and walked to the window, looking out at the rain. "What options do we have, Admiral?" Admiral Ellis activated her own tablet. "We have 3 choices. First, we can surrender Europa as demanded. Second, we can try another diplomatic approach through friendly council members. Third," she paused, "we can reveal some of our defensive capabilities." The room went silent. Everyone knew what she meant. Earth had been keeping secrets from the Galactic Council. "How much do they know about us?" the President asked. "Only what we've shown them," Major Harmon replied. "They've seen our civilian ships, our basic weapons systems. Nothing more." Alan Reeves cleared his throat. "Our intelligence suggests Zorvek believes conquering Earth would be simple. A show of force against a weak opponent to strengthen his position in the Council. He thinks we're defenseless," Admiral Ellis said with a slight smile. "He has no idea what we've been developing since the Cold War." The President turned back to face them. "I want to try diplomacy one more time. Prepare a message for Zorvek. We invite him to discuss this situation peacefully." Olivia nodded and made notes on her tablet. "And if he refuses?" Major Harmon asked. "Then we show him why Earth has survived thousands of years of its own wars," the President said firmly. "Admiral, activate Defense Protocol Omega, but keep it quiet. I don't want the Vexari to know we're preparing." As the meeting ended, Olivia received an urgent message on her tablet. Her eyes widened as she read it. "Mr. President," she said, her voice shaking slightly, Zorvek has responded already. He says he's not interested in talks. He says, she paused, reading the exact words. He says humans must learn submission before they can earn conversation. He expects our surrender in 5 Earth days. Major Harmon's face darkened. So much for diplomacy. Contact our allies in the council, the president ordered. Let them know what's happening. And Admiral. Yes, sir. Admiral Ellis stood at attention. Prepare our defenses. If Zorvek wants to see what humans are capable of, we'll show him. The Europa mining colony was quiet as the night shift began. 127 men and women worked this outpost on Jupiter's icy moon, extracting rare minerals from beneath the frozen surface. They were used to the isolation, the cold, and the constant hum of machinery. What they weren't used to was alien warships. The first warning came from a sensor operator named Paul Hayes. I'm picking up something entering our space. It's not one of ours. Colony Director Lisa Morgan rushed to the control room, her morning coffee forgotten. Get me visual. The main screen flickered to life, showing 3 sleek vessels approaching the moon. Their design was unlike any human ship, angular with glowing green lines along their hulls. Vexeri, Lisa whispered. She had been briefed about the growing tension with the alien empire. Alert Earth now. Before the message could be sent, a blinding light erupted from the lid ship. The beam struck the colony's communication array, instantly vaporizing it. We've lost contact with Earth, shouted the communications officer. Lisa's face paled. Begin emergency evacuation procedures. Get everyone to the shelters. More beams lanced down from the Vexeri ships, targeting the colony's defense systems and power generators. The lights flickered and died as the main reactor was hit. Emergency lighting bathed the control room in red. They're landing troops, Paul shouted, pointing at the screen where smaller craft were now descending toward the colony. The next 20 minutes were chaos. Vexeri soldiers in sleek armor poured into the colony. They moved with precision, disabling equipment and rounding up colonists. Those who resisted were shot without hesitation. When it was over, 53 humans were dead. The rest were gathered in the colony's main hall. A tall Vexeri stepped forward, his helmet retracting to reveal the green skin and black eyes of their species. I am Commander Krell, acting under direct orders from Council Member Zorvek. This colony now belongs to the Vexeri Empire. Lisa Morgan, blood trickling from a cut on her forehead, stepped forward. You have no right. This colony is recognized by the Galactic Council as Earth territory. Commander Krell laughed. Your species has not earned the right to mine resources of this quality. The Vexeri Empire has claimed this moon. Earth will not stand for this, Lisa said firmly. Earth will do nothing, Krell replied. By the time your primitive ships could reach us, we will be entrenched. Your leaders will surrender, as all lesser species do. Back on Earth, the attack was discovered within hours. The emergency beacon from Europa had activated automatically when the colony was hit. In the Pentagon's secure conference room, President Nichols slammed his fist on the table. How many casualties? 53 confirmed dead. Admiral Ellis replied, her voice tight with anger. 74 injured. The Vexeri have taken control of the entire colony. Olivia Wright shook her head in disbelief. This is a direct violation of council law. Even new members have rights to their established colonies. Zorvek doesn't care about council law, Major Harmon said. He's calling our bluff. The room fell silent as images from Europa appeared on the wall screen. The footage, captured by hidden cameras, showed Vexeri soldiers destroying equipment and executing colonists who resisted. President Nichols stood up straight, his decision made. Admiral Ellis, you have authorization to deploy the United Earth Defense Force. All of it. Admiral Ellis nodded grimly. Yes, sir. Major Harmon, you're being reassigned. Report to Space Command immediately. Sir. Harmon looked surprised. You'll be briefed there. We need your expertise on Vexeri tactics. Olivia stepped forward. Mr. President, I should return to the Council. We need to inform them of this unprovoked attack. Go, the president agreed, but don't expect much help. It's time for Earth to show what we can really do. As they left the room, screens around the world were showing the same news. Vexeri forces had attacked Europa. The images of destruction sparked outrage across the planet. In military bases across Earth, secret hangar doors began to open. Ships that had never been shown to the Galactic Council were being prepared for battle. Weapons that had been kept hidden were loaded and armed. The Vexeri had made a terrible mistake. They had assumed humanity was weak. They were about to learn the truth. Major Harmon stood in awe as the massive hangar door opened beneath the Nevada desert. He had known Earth was hiding things from the Galactic Council, but nothing like this. "Welcome to Project Sentinel," Admiral Ellis said beside him. "What you're looking at is humanity's insurance policy." Before them sat a sleek black ship unlike any publicly known Earth vessel. It was smaller than the bulky transport ships shown to the Council, but its design spoke of speed and power. "This is the U.S. Defiant," Admiral Ellis continued. "We've been developing it for 15 years, ever since we learned we weren't alone in the galaxy." Major Harmon walked around the ship, noting its smooth lines and unusual hull material. "Stealth technology." "Better," smiled a woman approaching them. She wore a lab coat with the name Dr. Samantha Reed on the badge. "Quantum shielding. The Vexeri sensors will see right through it. Literally. To them, there's nothing there." "How many ships like this do we have?" Harmon asked. 12 ready for combat," Admiral Ellis replied. "But that's just the beginning." They led Harmon through a series of secure doors to another chamber. This one contained what looked like missile batteries, but with a blue glow emanating from their cores. "Graviton torpedoes," Dr. Reed explained. "We reversed engineered them from studying alien technology." "Does the Council know we have these?" Admiral Ellis shook her head. "Earth has been cautious. While we sought peaceful relations with the galactic community, we also prepared for the worst." Dr. Reed activated a holographic display showing the entire solar system. "We've been building defensive platforms in asteroid belts, hidden bases on moons. We have weapons that can disable ships without destroying them, and others that can vaporize a small moon." "Why keep all this secret?" Harmon asked. "Human history is full of more advanced civilizations conquering less advanced ones," Admiral Ellis said. "We decided not to show our full capabilities until we understood the politics of the galaxy better. And now Zorvek has attacked us without provocation. It's time to show the Vexari and the entire Council what humans can do." In the Galactic Council chamber, Olivia Wright stood before the assembled representatives. Her voice was firm as she presented evidence of the Vexeri attack on Europa. 53 Earth citizens murdered. A sovereign colony invaded without declaration of war or Council approval. Olivia pointed to Zorvek, who sat smugly in his seat. "The representative of the Vexeri Empire has violated every principle this Council claims to uphold." Zorvek stood. "The humans were extracting resources they lacked the technology to properly utilize. We simply reclaimed what should belong to more advanced species." Murmurs spread through the chamber. Some representatives nodded in agreement, while others looked uncomfortable. "The Vexeri Empire demands Earth's immediate surrender," Zorvek continued. "Accept your place as our protectorate, and we will be merciful." Olivia's eyes narrowed. "Earth will not surrender. We demand the immediate withdrawal of all Vexeri forces from Europa." Zorvek laughed. "Or what? Your primitive ships would be destroyed before they left your atmosphere. Your weapons are toys compared to ours." "Perhaps," Olivia said calmly, "you should not judge a species by what they choose to show you." At that moment, her communication device beeped. She read the message and smiled. "The United Earth Alliance has authorized me to inform the Council that we are officially at war with the Vexeri Empire. May the consequences be on your head, Zorvek." Zorvek smirked. Brave words from a doomed species. As Olivia left the chamber, a representative from the Altarian Republic hurried to catch up with her. Ambassador Wright, you must reconsider. The Vexari military is too powerful. Thank you for your concern, Olivia replied. But the Vexari are about to learn something about humans that isn't in any council record. What's that? We don't like bullies, Olivia said simply, and we've been preparing for them our entire history. Deep in space, the U.S. Defiant and 11 other ships like it moved silently toward Europa. Their quantum shields made them invisible to conventional sensors. In the lead ship, Major Harmon studied the Vexari fleet on his tactical display. They have no idea we're coming, he said quietly. Operation Prometheus is a go. Commander Krell paced the captured control room of the Europa mining colony. The human prisoners were secured in the living quarters, and his soldiers had control of all key systems. Everything was proceeding according to plan. His communication officer called out, "Sir, the humans have sent a message to all Vexari forces. They're demanding our immediate withdrawal." Krell laughed. How amusing. Send no reply. Zorvek was right. These humans are all talk. Sir, the sensor operator suddenly called out, his voice uncertain. I'm detecting energy readings, but I can't pinpoint the source. Krell frowned and moved to the sensor station. Explain. There's something out there, but the sensors can't lock onto it. It's as if. The entire colony shook violently as explosions erupted across the Vexari fleet in orbit around Europa. Alarms blared throughout the control room. We're under attack, the communications officer shouted. 3 of our ships have been hit. Krell stared at the sensor screens in disbelief. Where are they? I don't see any enemy vessels. On the bridge of the U.S. Defiant, Major Harmon watched as the graviton torpedoes struck their targets with perfect accuracy. Direct hits on all marked vessels. Vexari shields are failing. Captain Laura Bennett, the ship's commander, nodded with satisfaction. They still don't see us. Move us into position for the next phase. The 12 Earth ships, still hidden by their quantum shields, surrounded the Vexari fleet. The enemy vessels fired blindly into space, hoping to hit their invisible attackers. They're panicking, Harmon observed. They've never faced an enemy they couldn't see. Ready the EMP warheads, Captain Bennett ordered. Target their command ship but avoid the colony. We don't want to harm our people. The EMP warheads launched silently toward the largest Vexari vessel. When they detonated, crackling blue energy washed over the ship, disabling its systems without destroying the hull. On Europa's surface, Krell watched in horror as his forces lost ship after ship to the invisible attackers. The command ship went dark, cutting off their communication with Vexari High Command. This is impossible, he muttered. Their technology is primitive. We studied their ships. The colony's doors suddenly burst open. Human soldiers in advanced combat armor rushed in, weapons raised. Their armor was nothing like the simple space suits the colonists wore. These were powered exoskeletons with built-in weapon systems. Surrender now, a female soldier commanded, her helmet retracting to reveal a stern face, or we will use deadly force. Krell reached for his weapon, but a precision shot knocked it from his hand. I wouldn't, the woman said. I'm Colonel Karen Martinez, Earth Special Forces. Your fleet has been neutralized. Your ground forces are surrounded. It's over. Back in orbit, the Earth fleet finally deactivated their quantum shields, revealing themselves to the remaining Vexari ships. The sleek black vessels were positioned in a perfect attack formation. Open a channel to all Vexari forces, Captain Bennett ordered. Major Harmon stepped forward. This is Major Daniel Harmon of the United Earth Alliance. Your attack on our colony was unprovoked and illegal under Galactic Council law. You have 2 choices: surrender immediately or be destroyed. On the Galactic Council station, representatives gathered around video displays showing the battle. Many gasped at the sight of Earth's advanced fleet. Those ships, a Regalian diplomat whispered. They're at least Tier 3 technology, possibly Tier 2. But humans are classified as Tier 7, another representative said. Olivia Wright stood among them, her face expressionless. As I said earlier, perhaps you shouldn't judge a species by what they choose to show you. An aide hurried to her side. Ambassador, we've received word from Europa. The colony has been secured. 49 Vexeri ships disabled or destroyed. Only 3 managed to escape. And the prisoners, our people, all rescued. The Vexeri commander and his officers have been captured. Olivia turned to face the council members who had been watching. I suggest you inform Zorvek that his invasion force has failed. And this was just one small element of Earth's defense capability. As she walked away, the representatives began urgently discussing among themselves. No one had expected the humans to possess such advanced technology. No one had expected them to win. And no one noticed the small smile on Olivia's face as she thought, this is just the beginning. Zorvek stood in his private chambers aboard the Vexari flagship, the Eternal Dominance. His black eyes stared at the holographic display, showing the defeat of his forces at Europa. Rage built inside him as he watched the previously hidden Earth ships destroy his fleet. They deceived us all, he hissed. They hid their true technology. His second-in-command, General Draz, bowed his head. Council member, the human victory at Europa was unexpected, but it was only one battle. Zorvek turned to face him. One battle that has made me look like a fool before the entire council. I promised them that humans would be easily conquered. We still have the main fleet, Draz reminded him. 300 ships, our best warriors. The humans may have surprised us once, but they cannot stand against our full might. A slow smile spread across Zorvek's face. You're right. This minor setback will be forgotten when we burn their cities and claim their world. He activated the ship's communication system. Set course for Earth. I will personally oversee the destruction of this upstart species. In Earth orbit, Admiral Ellis stood on the bridge of the space station Armstrong, watching as the planetary defense grid came online. Satellites that had been disguised as weather or communication platforms revealed their true nature, extending weapon arrays and defensive shields. The lunar base reports all systems ready. An officer reported. The Mars outpost is also standing by. Ellis nodded. Our stealth scouts report the Vexeri main fleet has entered the solar system. They'll reach Earth in approximately 12 hours. President Nichols' face appeared on the main screen. Admiral, are we ready for them? Yes, Mr. President. Operation Thunderbolt is fully deployed. Our ships are in position. And the Prometheus Protocol. Admiral Ellis glanced at Dr. Reed, who stood nearby. The scientist nodded confidently. Ready, sir. The AI defense network is online and running battle simulations. It's already identifying weaknesses in Vexeri ship design and battle tactics. Very good. Maintain stealth protocols until they're in optimal strike range. Let them think they still have the advantage of surprise. As the communication ended, Major Harmon entered the bridge. After the victory at Europa, he'd been promoted to colonel and given command of a special task force. Admiral, my team is ready. Once the battle begins, we can deploy to the Vexari flagship. Ellis studied him. That's a high-risk mission, Colonel. High reward too, Harmon replied. If we can capture Zorvek, this war ends immediately. The hours passed tensely as the Vexeri fleet approached Earth. Representatives from several council races had arrived in stealth ships to observe the battle. They had been shocked by the outcome at Europa and wanted to see if it was a fluke or if humans truly possessed advanced military technology. Aboard the Eternal Dominance, Zorvek watched with satisfaction as Earth grew larger on the view screen. His fleet formed into attack formation, weapons charged and ready. Curious, General Draz said, studying the sensor readings. We detect only minimal defenses, a few orbital platforms, a small fleet of the same primitive ships they showed the Council. Zorvek smiled. Perhaps their victory at Europa exhausted their resources. Begin the attack. Target their major cities first. The Vexari fleet moved into firing position. The first shots were fired, energy beams streaking toward Earth's atmosphere. They never reached their targets. Seemingly from nowhere, energy shields flared into existence, absorbing the attacks. "What?" Zorvek shouted. "Where did those shields come from?" Then, all around his fleet, human ships appeared as they deactivated their quantum shielding. Not just the 12 from the Europa battle, but hundreds of vessels of various sizes and designs. "Impossible," Draz whispered. "Their fleet is larger than ours." On the Armstrong station, Admiral Ellis watched as the Vexari fleet found itself surrounded. "All ships, this is Admiral Ellis. Operation Thunderbolt is a go. Fire at will." Earth's fleet opened fire from all directions. Graviton torpedoes, energy beams, and weapons the Vexari had never seen before struck their ships. The Vexari fleet, caught by surprise again, scrambled to defend itself. Colonel Harmon's team boarded their stealth shuttle. "Remember," he told his soldiers, "our target is Zorvek. The Vexari need to learn that threatening Earth has consequences." The battle for Earth raged across space. Vexari ships exploded one after another as Earth's fleet executed perfect attack patterns. Their synchronized movements suggested more than human reflexes were at work. On the Armstrong station, Dr. Reed monitored her creation, the Prometheus Ag Defense System. The artificial intelligence processed battle data in real time, predicting Vexari maneuvers and coordinating Earth's response. "The Vexari are attempting to form a defensive sphere," Dr. Reed reported. "Prometheus is countering by targeting their command ships." Admiral Ellis nodded. "How is Colonel Harmon's mission progressing?" "His team has reached the Vexari flagship. They're boarding now." Colonel Harmon and 5 soldiers in advanced combat armor cut through the outer hull of the Eternal Dominance. Their suits protected them from the vacuum of space as they entered the massive ship. "Remember, minimal casualties." Harmon instructed his team over the secure comm channel. "We want Zorvek alive." They moved through the ship's corridors, encountering Vexari soldiers who had never faced humans in direct combat. The Earth soldiers' powered armor made them stronger and faster than their opponents. They stunned rather than killed when possible, leaving unconscious Vexari in their wake. On the bridge, Zorvek watched in horror as his fleet was decimated. "How is this possible?" he demanded. "They were supposed to be primitive." General Draz struggled to coordinate the failing defense. "Sir, the humans must have been concealing their technology for years. Their weapons are beyond anything we expected." An alarm blared through the ship. "Intruders on deck 4, a soldier reported. "They're headed for the bridge." Zorvek's black eyes widened. "Seal all doors. Prepare tow." The bridge doors exploded inward. Colonel Harmon and his team stormed through the smoke, weapons raised. "Zorvek of the Vexari," Harmon announced. "You are under arrest for war crimes against Earth." The council member backed away. "This is outrageous. The Vexari Empire will never accept." "Your empire is about to lose its entire fleet," Harmon interrupted. "I suggest you surrender now." In the Galactic Council chamber, an emergency session had been called. Representatives watched in stunned silence as the battle unfolded on the main display. Earth ships moved with incredible precision, their technology clearly far beyond their Tier 7 classification. "How did we not know?" the Regalian ambassador whispered. "How did they hide this?" Olivia Wright stood before the council. "Distinguished representatives, what you are witnessing is humanity's true face. For centuries, we fought each other on our world. We developed weapons, defenses, and strategies in countless wars. When we reached the stars and learned we were not alone, we hoped for peace." She paused, looking directly at the representatives who had dismissed Earth as primitive. "But we also prepared for war. Earth has always faced threats. We've learned to hide our strength until needed." The head of the council, a being named Vorntal, leaned forward. "Ambassador Wright, this deception violates council transparency protocols." "With respect, Olivia replied, Earth observed how the Council treats species based on their perceived strength. We saw how Zorvek bullied those he thought were weak. We decided to wait and see if the Council valued justice over power. A commotion at the chamber entrance drew everyone's attention. Colonel Harmon entered, followed by his team escorting a captured Zorvek in restraints. Ambassador, Harmon said formally, the Vexeri fleet has been neutralized. Their flagship is captured. Zorvek is in custody. The chamber erupted in shocked whispers. No one had expected such a swift and decisive victory. Olivia faced the Council again. The Vexeri Empire attacked Earth without provocation. They killed our citizens and violated our sovereignty. We demand justice under Council law. Vorntal studied the captured Zorvek, then looked back at Olivia. It seems we have much to discuss. This Council session will address the Vexeri aggression and, he paused, the reassessment of Earth's classification. On the screens above them, the remaining Vexeri ships were surrendering to Earth's fleet. The battle was over. The image shifted to show the Vexeri homeworld, where news of their fleet's defeat was spreading rapidly. Mass protests had begun in the capital city as citizens questioned their government's decision to attack the supposedly primitive humans. Colonel Harmon leaned close to Olivia and whispered, I think they regret threatening us now. 6 months after the Battle of Earth, the Galactic Council chamber looked very different. Earth's delegation no longer sat in the back corner. Their new position was in the third ring, a dramatic rise in status from Tier 7 to Tier 3. Olivia Wright, now wearing the formal robes of a senior council representative, took her seat as the session began. Colonel Harmon, promoted to general, sat beside her in his dress uniform. The council recognizes the representative from Earth, announced Vorntal. Olivia stood. Thank you, council leader. The United Earth Alliance is pleased to announce the completion of humanitarian aid to the affected regions of the Vexeri Empire. The rebuilding of damaged infrastructure is proceeding ahead of schedule. Murmurs of approval spread through the chamber. After their defeat, the Vexeri government had collapsed. The military leaders who had supported Zorvek's aggressive policies were removed from power. A new civilian government had taken control, one eager to make peace with Earth. The Council thanks Earth for its generosity toward its former enemy. Vorntal said, few species would show such restraint after being attacked. In the Vexeri section, a new representative stood. Unlike Zorvek's military uniform, she wore simple civilian clothes. The people of Vexer are grateful for Earth's mercy. We were misled by our former leaders about humans. We now seek friendship instead of conflict. After the session, Olivia and General Harmon walked together through the Council Station's observation deck. Through the massive windows, they could see ships from dozens of worlds coming and going. 6 months ago, most of these species thought we were primitive, Harmon said. Now they're all seeking trade agreements and cultural exchanges. Olivia smiled. Amazing what a change in perspective can do. We've signed defense treaties with 7 worlds already. And Zorvek? Any word on his trial? The Council Justice Committee sentenced him to 50 years of rehabilitation on the prison world of Alturas. He'll have plenty of time to think about underestimating humans. Their conversation was interrupted by an aide rushing toward them. Ambassador Wright, General Harmon. President Nichols is making his address to the Council in 5 minutes. They hurried to the main chamber, which was now packed with representatives from all council races. The central podium held a holographic projector, which activated to show President Nichols speaking from the White House. Distinguished members of the Galactic Council, the President began. 6 months ago, Earth was attacked by those who believed we were weak. Today, we stand as equals among the stars. But our victory taught us an important lesson about perception and reality. The chamber was silent as he continued. Humanity hid its strength out of caution, but that secrecy led to misunderstanding and conflict. Moving forward, Earth commits to greater transparency with our galactic neighbors. We seek not dominance, but partnership. After the address, Representatives from various worlds approached Olivia and Harmon to discuss potential alliances. Earth's advanced technology, particularly in defensive systems, was suddenly in high demand. The Altarian Republic wishes to discuss a mutual defense agreement, one ambassador said. The Regalian Confederation would like to propose a scientific exchange program, offered another. Even former allies of the Vexari now sought Earth's friendship. The galaxy's balance of power had shifted dramatically. Later that day, Olivia visited the detention center, where Zorvek was being held before his transfer to Altaris. He sat behind an energy barrier, his once proud posture now defeated. "Have you come to gloat, human?" he asked bitterly. "No," Olivia replied. "I came to deliver this." She placed a data pad in the transfer slot. "It's a history of Earth. I thought you might want to understand who you were dealing with." Zorvek looked at the pad suspiciously. "Did you know humans fought thousands of wars against each other before reaching the stars?" Olivia continued. "Each conflict made us stronger, more innovative. We learned to prepare for threats, to expect the worst while hoping for the best. Because your greatest mistake wasn't attacking us. It was assuming that a peaceful species must be a weak one." As Olivia left, Zorvek began to read the history of the species he had underestimated, one that had risen from tribal conflicts to global wars to interstellar peace, one that had hidden its strength until threatened, one that had defeated his empire in days. In the years that followed, the phrase "don't pull a Zorvek" became common throughout the galaxy, a warning against underestimating others based on appearances. And humanity, once seen as primitive newcomers, became known for both their advanced technology and their willingness to forgive even those who had once been enemies.